This is the continuation of part 1 of the anime recap series, of a boy lost his mother when his mom saw his double. Daichi Kuraki begins his plans to establish his own brand of utopia throughout whole world. Then Daichi returns a visit to Akane to see if she is all well. Akane also expressed an intention to go on a visit to her parents. Daichi also stated that leaving this room is dangerous, because Keita entrusted Utami to protect, since Keita is still missing against Raizen, and is told to wait till they beat Raizen. The Kaianji group's influence exceeds that of the Noble Ones, forcing them to leave Japanese soil. A few Noble One agents disobey orders and remain in Japan, supporting Kuro and Yakumo to protect Keita Ibuki as he is still in a coma. Terra Guardians of the Kaianji group raid the Noble One's headquarters in an attempt to capture Kuro and Keita alive. However, Keita finally awakens and unleashes his full potential, enabling Kuro repeatedly punch the wall chain until it cracked, then punched it over with his Exceed Mega Axe to defeat the attempted infiltration by the Kaianji group. After the fight, Kuro is grateful because Keita has awakened from his coma, and they are happy with the Noble One group and their friends. After Raizen's disappearance, the chairman of the Kaianji clan announces that Yuki Kaianji is to be engaged to Kuraki, who will become vice chairman, to the disgust of the Kaianji children. Meanwhile, Keita remains hiding in building ruins of the flooded portions of Okinawa to avoid detection by the Kaianji group intelligence agency. However, he is desperate to save Akane Sano from Kuraki. During Kuraki's inauguration ceremony, attended by the Master Roots at the Kaianji Hotel Ballroom, Bernhard leads a group of Noble One operatives with Yakumo and Riona to rescue Akane. While Keita and Kuro personally confront Kuraki, Reiga confronted them, and Daichi said his Madatsumitama was stronger and he defeated Raizen. Then Keita said that they used their synchro to battle Reiga. While Kuro battles Reiga, Kuro utilized the Surpass Mega Axe immediately as Keita ordered him to, and Reiga punched it. Reiga was going to strike Kuro when Bernhard unexpectedly arrived the scene and punched Reiga. Meanwhile, Yuki threatens to kill Akane in order to end her own misery as a sub and retain her place in the Kaianji clan. While Kuraki manages to disarm Yuki and prevent her from shooting Akane, Kuro and Keita are able to meet up with an injured Yakumo after his previous encounter with an unknown Terra Guardian. Kuro finds out that the new enemy is Shinra, another one of Raizen's followers, before he went renegade after he massacred the entire tribe and went to be recruited by Kuraki. In the fight by Kuro and Shinra, Keita attacked Shinra with his ring. Shinra believes Keita's strike is pointless, but Keita believes it will pierce the ceiling above Akane's room. Keita, Kuro and Akane try to escape with Yuki in helicopter, but Reiga appears and attacks them. Kuro and Keita assist Yakumo. Keita tells Yuki and Akane to leave first because an enemy is coming and it's dangerous if they don't go immediately, while Yuki and Akane evacuate by helicopter before it begins to malfunction while in the air. It fell into the ocean. Kuraki confronts Keita with Reiga and surprises him when he shows him his master root. Kuro faces off against Reiga, but Shinra attacks first. Using both Synchro and her Exceed Mega Axe, Kuro defeats Shinra, then faces Reiga. Reiga overwhelms Kuro due to the strength of his Exceed energy and Keita's reducing Terra energy. Keita collapses from exhaustion and Terra energy depletion and briefly dies. However, he undergoes rebirth with his Terra energy is now doubled, enabling Kuro to defeat Reiga with a massive Exceed attack. Keita and Kuro celebrate their victory, while Bernhard and Jun secure the Kaianji Group Hotel, and he defeats the Terra Guardian of Kaianji Group with a massive attack called Dreadful Storm. Suddenly, the Pure Place Island appears near Japan, and people without contracts with Terra Guardians collapse all over the world, leading to chaos with a near breakdown in society. Raizen is shown on the Pure Place where he has reverted to his former appearance. The people on the mainland appear to have only fainted, drained of their Terra. Kuro and Keita cross to the Pure Place Island along with Yakumo and Riona. They meet Namu, the historian and caretaker of the island, who tells them the history of the Masagami, Madatsumitama, humans and Terra, and how the doppelganger system is a curse placed on humans by the Masagami. The four are then confronted by a Terra Guardian named Aragi of the Jinko clan with his contractee Sora, hoping to keep them away from the Pure Place. Aragi and Sora using their synchro to show how they powerful against Keita and Kuro. The two clash with Kuro and Keita. Aragi tells Sora to use her Gravidoom attack on Keita and Kuro, causing their bodies to collapse to the ground. Kuro and Keita felt their bodies become heavier as a result of Sora's strike. Then Aragi using attack Exceed Juamasu to squash Kuro's body into bits. Then Keita using the Terra powerful ring to attack Sora, to get out Sora's Gravidoom strike, who are able to defeat Aragi. Kuro using their newly found Exceed skill called Giga Axe, and she defeats Aragi. Meanwhile, Bernhard and some of the surviving German High Council Terra Guardians encounter Ryzen elsewhere in the Pure Place. Then Bernhard and June fight Ryzen, and Bernhard unleashes an attack against Ryzen called Exceed Dread Bullet. Ryzen barely received any damage from Bernhard's strike, so he hit Bernhard repeatedly until June was almost hit. And Bernhard received Ryzen's attack, taking a lot of damage even though facing superior numbers. Ryzen is able to defeat them. After that, Kuro suddenly sensed his brother Ryzen's Terra, and also Yakumo, at the Pure Place, leaving June as the only survivor. Excel asks Mikami Hojo to form a commercial contract to avenge Steiner. Keita goes on ahead with Kuro, who senses a Terra Guardian deep within the forest. Suddenly, Keita and Kuro are attacked by Kohaku and Tenma. Meanwhile, Namu heals Yakumo by altering his flow of Terra in exchange for food, in defiance of her observer status. Keita and Kuro manage to defeat the Motetsumitama with some help from Puni Puni, but are then trapped in a towering plant. After that, Excel and Mikami find Ryzen, and they engage in battle against him, motivated by the deaths of their respective former contractees, Steiner and Shingo. They seem to get the upper hand, however, as Mikami attempts to deliver the final blow. Ryzen causes an explosion, leading to Mikami's defeat. Excel warns the others when they arrive that Ryzen now has a contractee. Keita and Kuro catch up with Ryzen, where they realize that Akane is still alive and has formed a contract with him. And Kuro said to Keita that Akane-san is my brother's contractee. Keita and Kuro vow to destroy the doppelganger system because of the many lives it has sacrificed. Initially, they seem to be outmatched against Ryzen and Akane, but as the battle continues, Keita's 1000 and Kuro's Exceed attacks appear to give them an advantage. However, Akane is able to boost her Terra energy, enabling Ryzen to knock Kuro unconscious. As the exhausted Keita struggles to understand Akane's motives, Ryzen reveals that Akane chose to join him of her own free will. Then Namu said that the brother defeated the sister. Kuro and Keita are both unconscious. Then Kuro's dog Punapuni quickly went to it. Then Excel and Mikami saw Ryzen together with Akane. They couldn't believe because Ryzen was using him. And Ryzen and Akane enter a shrine containing the Master Terra Stone and absorbs its Terra, destroying its Earth Seal. The stone releases the Masagami, a dark entity that releases ghosts which are physical manifestations of malice. Namu realizes that they are heading for Kuro, the Shishigami princess. Everyone tries to stop them reaching her, and Yakumo and Riona attack the evil ghosts instantly to protect Keita and Kuro, and then Namu carries Kuro and Keita to safety. Inside the cave, Namu treated Keita and he awoke, but she couldn't heal Kuro because he had been seriously injured by Ryzen. In a flashback, Ryzen recalls when the Shishigami clan planned to kill Kuro, whom they thought was the reincarnation of the Masagami. He disagreed with their intentions, and in the ensuing battle, Ryzen wiped out the Shishigami clan. He then offered the sacrifice of his own mother, the Shrine Maiden, to the Terra Stone in order to release the Shishigami clan from the curse of the Masagami. It is because of this that he formed a contract with Akane in the present to break the curse of the Masagami once and for all. As Kuro awakens from her stasis, a surge of Terra energy is released, revealing that she is one of the 3 Masagami. The battle begins between the 2 Masagami warriors and Ryzen, and he is pounded in separate attacks of magma and ice to defeat Ryzen. Keita and Kuro now understand that Ryzen always sought to protect Kuro from becoming one of the 3 Masagami and contributing to the destruction of the world. With the aid of Akane's 1000, Ryzen unleashes an immense Exceed Senjutsu who attack on the flaming and icy bodies of the 2 Masagami, destroying them. However, they begin to regenerate as Kuro awakens, and she is revealed to be the 3rd Masagami. With her powerful electrical energy, she joins the other 2 Masagami in attacking Ryzen. Keita desperately calls out to bring Kuro back to her senses, reminding her of their contract. He succeeds in reaching her, and after they synchronize, she turns against the 2 other Masagami. The Masagami pair then attack Keita, but Ryzen intercepts them. He makes one last powerful called Exceed Choujinshi who move against the Masagami, but he dies after draining all his Terra energy. The Flame and Ice Masagami merge to avoid their possible death and attain a new power. However, they are finally annihilated when Keita and Akane combine their Terra energy to allow Kuro to perform an ultimate Exceed attack called Terra Axe to defeat the 2 Masagami. Eventually, life returns to normal, though Keita later discovers that the doppelganger system has not ceased. Kuro blames herself for the situation and takes Keita to the ramen shop one last time. While they eating, Kuro tells Keita that she feels happy that he met him, and recommended eating nutritious foods to live longer. The next morning she leaves quietly to return to the Pure Place. As she walks, Kuro stops and bids a tearful farewell to Keita, still back at the apartment, but he contacts and bonds with her through synchronization, cheering her up. Later Yakumo follows to accompany her. Namu leaves as well, recording that due to the presence of a Terra Guardian in the sacred precinct, the Masagami curse and doppelganger system have faded away. In a series of flashbacks, Kuro looks back at her journey from living with her family, meeting and forming a contract with Keita, to returning to the pure place. Akane looks back from her time of residing with Keita to forming a contract with Ryzen and the destruction of the Masagami. Back in the present, after the ending of the doppelganger system, Akane and Keita get married. Several decades later, Kuro receives a telepathic message from a very old and dying Keita. He tells her that he will take the curse with him, thanking her for giving him a happy life. Keita dies as the still young Kuro gratefully thanks her contractee for everything he has done. This is the end of the video of part 2 of the anime series. Thanks for watching.